Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Nate, and we are back in my garage. This is going to be the second part of the off-road wagon build. Last video was part 1 of the wagon build. I told you guys at the end of that video I might change some things up on this. I did, and I tried to also see if I could get the handbrake to start working again, and well, I was not. I even changed tires. As you see, different rims and tires are on this thing. To see if it was the rims and tires. I guess it's not the rims and tires. I changed back. Remember, we changed to the 4 lug to the 5 lug for the other rims and tires? Well, these took 4, so I had to convert everything back to a 4 lug. And while I don't like the rims as much as the other ones we had on here, I do kind of like these tires more. Might help if I turn some lights on in here. I know, just a little bit. But, yeah, I like the tires a little more, but I don't care for the rims as much as the other ones. But it is what it is. I think it still does look pretty good. I put some of these covers on these rally lights. I pulled the engine out, as you see. Here, I changed the seats out too. Here, as you see, we can get to the handbrake lever better from here. As you see, if I release it, the brake is off. See? Like the car releases and everything. If I set it, the car sets the brake, but still, I don't know if it would do it with on the jacks, but it still moves quite a bit. So I don't know if it was. I changed out the handbrake to a regular one again. Still did the same thing where the parking brake won't set. I don't know what that is. I guess we're just going to have this wagon with no handbrake. It's going to make it a little harder. Maybe I can leave the car in first gear when I go to turn it off. Or if I did put a automatic transmission in it, which it doesn't have, I didn't plan on putting an automatic transmission in it. Maybe putting it in park would keep it still and not move. I don't know. I'm hoping in real life, if you have a standard transmission and you leave it in first gear and turn it off and set the parking brake, even if the parking brake failed, it shouldn't really move because you're in first gear. So I'm hoping that since we don't have a parking brake now on this thing, even though it's there, it just doesn't work and you hear it set, it's just not doing anything, and I'm not sure why it's not. So, yeah. It's got me, but at this point, we're just going to roll with it not having a handbrake. So, it's going to roll very easily, so. All right. So, I got our transmission and starter ready sitting here for us. So, I think we put that in, our exhaust right there. And I laid out all the engine parts we're going to need for our engine build. We're just going to do a regular simple V8 with performance parts. And we're going to add a 6-pack on top. 6-pack carburetor. So that's what we're going to do. I think I used the 340 cubic inch engine block. So we're going to go with that. So yeah, it's going to have enough power for what we needed to do for our off-roading. So that's the engine and tranny we pulled out of it back in the El Camino. So, I think let's start with, where's our wrench at? Oh, our wrench is back there. So let's just grab a wrench out of our toolbox, and let's put in the gearbox. I think that's a good place to start. Can I get underneath it here? I think I got to kind of force my way under. There you go. And you kind of get under here. Another one there, and then we have the 3 bolts right there linking our drive shaft up with our gearbox. I think everything's good there. Let's put our wrench back, close our box up. Now let's get to work on assembling our V8 engine. It's going to make a little bit of power. Once we're done Maybe we can go right here to the dyno and put it on the dyno and see what kind of horsey power she produces. So let's get to putting in the crank and the pistons. There's our crank. Putting a, I think it's a stroker cranker. Let's put this in. I just laid out the parts because I thought it was just going to be easier to do it that way instead of going in and out of the catalog and this and that, you know, just to buy parts, you know, while on camera. So I just decided to set them out, have them all ready. And I think it will save quite a bit of time also. And make it less boring for you guys. And if you guys ever want to know how to build a V8 engine, the parts that are needed, and a tutorial guide on how to build the V8 engine, the base game V8. A lot of these parts I'm using now are not base game, they're modded parts. But if you want to learn how to build a base game V8 and build a base game V8, you can build this one that I'm doing right here with a lot of these modded parts. Some of these aren't modded parts. But I do have a tutorial on my channel that will show you all the parts and how to build a V8 engine along with any other base game engine. I have tutorials on. I tried to make those that they were easy to understand and follow, so anybody could do it. Okay, so let's start with our front of our engine. Let's grab our camshaft sprocket if it will let us. Well, it won't let us. You know why? Because we don't have our cam installed. That would help, wouldn't it? Now we can put it on. Where's our timing chain? Right there. Probably won't let me grab it with a wrench in my hand. There we go. Now we need our timing cover. Alright, now let's put on our water pump. I think it's easier to put on the water pump first. It has 5 bolts, so the bolts are easier to get to. Before we put our harmonic balancer on in our pulley. Because those bolts underneath the water pump there can be hard to get to if you have your harmonic balancer and pulley on. Okay, now let's, where's our fuel? There we go, our fuel pump. This is just a basic black chrome engine with some white painted parts. Just something real basic. Okay. Probably want to get our heads on next, which we will need some head gaskets for. We don't want to forget those guys, because if we do, it's only a matter of time before we run into issues. That on. All right. Now we can get our alternator on now that we have our head on, or heads. Grab our fuel filter, get that on. And then now what we can do, we can throw our belt on. Then we can throw our fan on. All right. Now, let's take a moment and put our sparker plugs in. Yeah, we can reach them right there at that angle. There we go. Let's get this side tightened down before we move to the other side. Just so we don't forget. Grab these guys here. Throw those out on the floor. It's just the quickest way to do it. Instead of grabbing them one by one. Oh yeah, this is going to make us a nice little engine in this off-road beast. Alright, so we're done with our spark plug wrench. Grab our regular wrench. We can install our rockers. And let's grab the other rockers. Do the same thing on the opposite side. And let's put our valve covers on. Come here, bud. You guys thought I forgot about those, didn't you? Alright, she's looking good. Looking real good. Next step is probably throw this guy on. Alright, throw our thermostat on. Why don't we just throw on these guys? Might as well. Distributor. I just did that because I wanted to add some color, more color to the engine. I know it's not an actual red; it's more of an orangish red color. We can just throw those on. Really doesn't matter. And you know what I did? Oh no, I was gonna say I don't know why I was gonna say that. I was gonna say I forgot a carb, but no, the carb is sitting right in front of me. Eight bolts on this side. And one right there. Crank that down. Grab our air filter. And then our air filter lid. Come on, bud, get on there. I know you want to. There we go. There she is, all assembled in all of her glory. Looking pretty fancy. There we go. Let's carry her over to the car because we're absolute beast. And if you're a beast, you can do stuff like that. Oh, and there's our nice lag we always get. I think I got a fuel line sitting over on the table right there. starter wire, engine mount wire. I think over here. Yep. Yo line, nice new pristine one. There we go. Oh, get up, bud. Get up. There we go. She's cranked down. All right, now we got to fill some fluids in her. Think now. Let me just look at her real quick. I think for the most part, except for putting our exhaust on here, I tightened all that down. That stuff is all good. Stuck on the lift. I guess while we have her up in the air, we could grab our exhaust. Is it going to work for us? Yeah, that's for the lad V8. There we go. Let's grab the other one, screw it across the ground. There we go. There you go. Found the bolt. Now what we can do, we can lower her down. I think everything underneath is complete. If I did it all correctly. I may not have done it all correctly. Grab this guy here. Like to keep a clean and orderly shop. When it's not a clean and orderly shop, I do not like it. Yeah, I told you guys, she looks good. See, parking brakes on set. It's set now. Let's see if she rolls. Yep. See, I'm barely even pushing her. Barely touching her and she rolls. Yeah, that's an issue, but I guess we're just going to have to deal with it. It is what it is. Throw these over here. Or actually, no. Get those over here. Get over here. Probably not the greatest idea to throw your cap on the ground, but it is what it is. And you know what's going to make our life easier? It's taking this hood off. So we have an easier time filling the coolant, and you can just fill it from the front. Yeah, see, there you go. Just fill it from the front. With the hood, you can't really do that. Or you might be able to, but it's a lot harder to do. But yeah, I think this engine is going to fit. Or, I mean, oh yeah, I could say that. It's going to fit this car real nicely. I think it's going to provide some extra power it needs to climb all those hills and things like that when it's off-roading. So, yeah, we'll have this thing built and ready to send out to the customer here soon. Told them about the little issue that we had with the handbrake. They said, hey, you know, no big deal. You know, they'll just put some blocks behind the tires, you know, to keep it, you know, keep it from moving when it's just sitting there, you know. Then it's not that big of a deal. That back on. Grab our pearl. Gotta go to this side. Probably can't get it from stand. See, the car moves. Let's say I probably can't get it from standing up. We'll see. I might be too far back. It doesn't look the greatest, but it is what it is. And this proves right here, you can put a V8, big old V8 engine in a lad. Like I told you guys before, you can put any engine in any vehicle. Just because this lad usually comes with a little i4 doesn't mean you can't fit a V8 under the hood. Because we've done it right here. You got plenty of room for a V8 under the hood. I missed some oil getting it in the hole. So, I'm hoping we're good on our oil fill level. But we will check it. Like always. Now, where'd our cap go? Right here. Then we can get our hood back on. Everything should be good there. Just makes your life so much easier just taking the hood off there. Because it's a front opening hood. Let's go around here and the dipstick is right there. Yep, we're good. Right, we're right at the oil fill line, and don't drop your dipstick on the ground. You'll get dirt all over it from the oil on your dipstick, and then you're putting the dirt right back in your engine. Wouldn't be the greatest thing. But yeah, she looks good under the hood, boys. Girls, whatever, who's ever watching. Can't forget about the ladies now. So, yeah. I think that takes off the wires if I do that, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it just keeps taking... I'm trying to move the... Maybe you can't really do it on this one. Oh, there we go. You can do it from right there. All right. Let's fire this up, moment of truth, and see how she rolls. Doesn't really matter if we have it set or not, does it? Well, something's wrong here, huh? Well, we better go check her, huh? Did I turn that key off all the way? Oh, shit. Realized I pulled off the damn... Oh, yeah, that's back on there. That didn't lower my oil fill level, did it? I'm gonna be mad if it did. Okay, it doesn't look like it. Alright, we have an issue somewhere. Okay, we know we have our fuel on. We should have fuel in this tank because I believe I filled it up before I brought it in the shop. So, fuel in the gas tank is not an issue. That's there, that's there. The engine mount bolt really wouldn't matter. There. That bolt there, I can see it's tightened. Did we forget something on our engine? I'm usually pretty good with building these engines. That's good. Can't see the starter bolt. There we go. That's tightened down. That's good. I knew it was tightened. That we never messed with. But that's not going to keep it from starting. Ignition wires. We got our... let's just make sure our spark plugs are all tightened down. And I rarely come into this problem where an engine doesn't start. Let's make sure our... ground wire's good. These are good. Those are tight. Never mess with the battery or the ground wire. What's the issue here? I have an alternator, fuel pump. What the heck is that? What is that? What is this? That disappeared with that. Yeah, lad V8. So it's compatible with this old thing. See, that comes back. I'm not sure why. We got our pistons, we got our crank, we got our cam, got our head gaskets, we got our rockers, timing chain, harmonic balancer, water pump, pulley, alternator belt, fan. Our fan's there, just see it's there. It just clips through the radiator. Thermostat. We got our thermostat. Ignition wires. Ignition coil. Air filter stuff. Carb. Intake. Spark plugs are all tightened down. Ignition wires are good. Our starter was good. Our gearbox is all bolted down. I can't get underneath of it now, really. You know what I forgot? Just realized. Alright, I don't know how I forgot it. I'm usually pretty good with these engines. I just noticed it. Don't know how I forgot it. You guys may have saw the one I went underneath of there. You may have saw it for just a second. Split second. That's what we need right here. Right here. Good. Yes. Flywheel and clutch assembly. Oh, boy. I don't know how I did that. Pick those back up, boy. Clutch pressure plate, flywheel. There we go. I don't know how I forgot those. I guess that's what happens when you try to speed through things. That's the kind of garbage that happens. Try to put these more under the car so I can reach them. I'm going to try to do this. See, as you can see right there, you can see right up that gap right there. Yep. But the problem is, I'm not going to be able to get to him now unless I drop that tranny. Or I use something like this, and you guys didn't see anything. There we go. Yeah, this is kind of cheating, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Four. Well, can we get those? That's why using the snow clip sometimes is so hard to freaking use. 5. I just saw it. Damn it. There we go. There's 6. I believe that was 6. But if not, it'll be just fine. Okay, now let's see if she'll start. If she doesn't, I really don't know what's wrong with her. Alright, I forgot. We gotta jump inside. There we go. Fucking turned over and started. Just what we want. See if we can get her this time. There we go. Well, we gotta take her over to the paint booth. We're gonna paint her black. Well, all it is just the spoiler that needs painted and the hood. I don't know if it's going to charge us for a full spray or not. You know what? That's a good experiment to do. See if it wants to charge us for a whole spray. Parking brake is on. She might not be in the spot good, but it's fine. Yeah, not the greatest, but it'll work. Let's take this old girl for a spin. What we've been waiting for. Yeah, it's like she doesn't even have any resistance with the parking brake set. Yeah, not really. What the heck? Are her tires flat? Alright, well, we're gonna have to go pump those up. Maybe I didn't pump them up when I put them on. I don't know. I don't know. There's some strange stuff going on with this car. I don't know if it's modded stuff that we're using or if it's the car itself that has bugs. I was going to set the parking brake, but you can't. If I leave that in gear, I wonder if it'll keep it from rolling. Or not rolling as easy. My bet is it's still going to roll. Yep, it doesn't matter if it's in gear or not. Alright, so what is the paint code on here? 14, 13, 13. Okay, that's pretty easy to remember. Shoot. Shoot! 14, 13, 13. $3,000? Dang it, we're just gonna do it. It's already over here. Make sure it gets everything good. This might be a modded hood, so that might have been hard to paint. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a modded hood or not. Looks pretty badass on this car, though, I will say that. I don't know if the regular hood would have fit on this or not. I'm not sure. But she does look pretty good. Now we need to go air up the tires and put her on the dyno. Actually, I'm going to put her on the dyno and then air up the tires. And then we're going to run the dyno. Love it when my vehicles start. Yeah, so leaving her in first gear does not do a damn thing. Oh man, she does look good. Yeah, she has some horsies behind her. All right. Let's gear down. Let's shut her off. Oh, and let's go grab the air pump. The air compressor. That's weird, man. We had that with the other tires. There's something going on with this car, or something's bugged. I don't know, because they were filled up. They were filled up. They just look flat. I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with this car. I don't know if it's the car itself or mods or if it's a bug. It has to be some type of bug or something. I really don't know. Sometimes when you play this game for a while, you just get tired of all the bugs and jankiness with the game. I love this game, don't get me wrong, but man, there's a lot of garbage that needs to be ironed out for this game, and they're trying to do all kind of updates and put it on a different, I think, game engine and shit like that, when what needs to be here needs to be improved upon first, I think, in my opinion, but I guess others don't feel that way. There's a little jump. Did I hook up the car? No, of course I didn't. Let's hook it up. I ran right by it and didn't even hook it up. There we go. Let's roll. $838 horse. Not too bad, huh? For an off-roader, that's a heck of a lot of horsepower. Yeah, 838. That's pretty dang good. Put her in reverse. I do tell you, she does look really good. What the heck is going on? I just filled these damn tires up. I'm just about done with this car. I'm about ready to move on from it. I mean, we are moving on from it because it's done and over with, but we built her. I don't know what's going on with this car. I really don't. Anybody has any idea why it's doing this kind of garbage, let me know. All of it. I want to know. I want to know if it's just the wagon itself or the lad or something. People are going to say it's the mods or it's bugged because of the mods or stuff like that. I already know what people are going to say. It's the rear tires that are doing it. It did it with the other modded tires in these, which are also modded tires and rims. I just don't know. A lot of weird stuff going on with this thing. I don't know. See, it sets it. See, that sets it. But see, it doesn't set the brake. It just doesn't do it. So I don't know. Visually, it sets it, but it doesn't actually really do it. So then after I release the brake, it still sits like it's set. Because it pulls the car closer to the wheels when it's set. So I don't know. There's a lot of weird things going on with this vehicle. I don't know. And I don't care enough to figure it out. I would like to know why it's doing this. Like I said, I know people are probably going to say, well, it's mods, it's this and that. And, you know, which may be true, but, you know, it also could be the game, too. But people always want to target mods, you know. So, it is what it is. Mods actually make games, a lot of games better, including this one. Without mods in this game, it'll be like other games, like, you know, a lot of big, you know, popular games like Farming Simulator and other games where mods, you know, really make games. If there wasn't all these mods for these games, and I feel like my garage is a heavily modified game. If it wasn't because of that, games like this, even though I love this game, I really do, this game wouldn't even be relevant, I don't think. Really, for the most part, it wouldn't be. And that's sad to say, because this is, at its base, at its core, it is a phenomenal game. Even without mods, if you've never played this game without mods, and go and play just a vanilla base game playthrough, you're going to enjoy it. You really are. Now, is it nearly as good, you know, without mods? No, it's not. It's not, but it's still very, very good. And you're going to get the game to load a lot quicker. You're not going to have maybe some of these bugs or issues or things like that. So, yeah. But I think she looks fantastic. Painted her up. Looks even better all painted up. Tires and rims look really good on this thing. Can't forget our tire rack in the back. Just looks absolutely phenomenal. I think she looks great. I really like the hood on it. So, yeah, guys, next time we're going to get into this B200. This may take a while to do. Like I said, I want to put that custom sub box in here. The mod. Custom sub box made for the, I guess, the B200 bed. And then we're going to put our sub boxes, our sub boxes and our amps and everything in here. Like, it's going to be pretty dang cool for this bed. And then you put a cover on it, like plexiglass and that to seal it all up. So that's going to be super, super cool. We're going to try to lower it. I might start work on it beforehand, because I really want to just show off that mod where you can put, you know, the subs in the back and that. That's the mod I really want to show off. And I want to try it for myself, obviously. That's why I'm doing it. To do it for myself, to show you all, that's the reasons why I'm doing it. And I'm going to keep this truck for myself, unless I'm probably going to post pictures on the Discord of it when I get it completed. And if someone maybe wants to buy it, then maybe I'll think about it. But other than that, I'm just going to keep it for myself. But she's going to get a new engine. I'm going to lower the suspension on her. Redo this nasty brown interior. That interior just looks awful to me. I might actually keep her white. I'm not sure the color code on her. All Fs. Yeah, current color. That's the whitest you can get in the game, I believe. So, I think I'm actually just going to keep this truck white. I kind of like a white paint job every once in a while. So I think it might look good white. So I might do like a black and white or a black, white, and chrome kind of look on it. So, yeah, kind of like it already has in a way. So we're going to make this a Ford. We're going to use the Ford emblem and badging and stuff like that on this truck. Of course. Going to change the interior, like I said. There's a lot of work that's going to be done on this truck. I already built this truck up and built it up to like just a base game. Well, that's exactly what this is, just a base game truck. I built it like this so we have a fresh new canvas. I like doing that. I do that a lot with all my vehicles, basically, off camera. I'll restore them to just a base game vehicle. Base game everything. Wheels, rims, everything that would normally what it would look like base game or pretty dang close to it with base game stuff. So it gives us a nice new vehicle to start from to modify it. That's just what I like to do. I don't always do that, but for a lot of these videos, I've been doing that. Taking these cars and either getting them from the junkyard or the used car dealer. I've been getting a lot more from the used car dealer lately, fixing them up. And replacing most of the parts. Some of the frame stuff, as long as it's good and everything, a lot of the frame stuff I don't mess with. And if some of the suspension stuff is good or still looks good, I keep it. If it's a car that I know that I'm making to sell, I'll replace everything on it. Everything, even the frame and everything. But if it's a vehicle that I'm going to keep, I might not replace every last thing on it. But I do make sure I go through and check everything to see how bad it is. Even the frame. I take the frame apart piece by piece. And you have to be careful when doing that because you can screw up bad when you start taking the frame apart. To where your car will disappear and then you won't be able to put it back together. So basically, if you keep two what I've seen is if you basically keep two pieces of the car bolted together at all times, you should be all right. Once you don't have those two parts bolted together, that's when things go haywire and you lose your car forever, and it won't allow you to bolt other parts onto your car from there. It's kind of weird because the car's still there and you kind of fall into it if you run into it, like you fall into the vehicle, kind of, but it's not there visually. So, yeah, it's weird. It's weird how the game does it. Wish you could just buy parts from the catalog from scratch and just build one just right there out of the catalog, and you don't need a vehicle to build from, to build an all-new vehicle. Even though, you can't really get a new vehicle because, you're still going to have your miles and your dash and everything on it. If the dash is good, I keep it. If it's really shot, then, the cluster and that, I replace it. But, yeah, this is getting a little long. I'm talking again and everything, but I'm just telling you guys how I kind of go about doing things and how I've been doing things lately is just replacing them back to a base game like what you see in front of us or like I did with the Wolf or many other vehicles, just replace everything back to base game or pretty close to it and replace it with all new parts or close to it. And I go from there. I think that makes a great canvas, in a way, if you want to call it that, to work from, to modify it with certain things. So that's how I do things. I kind of like doing that, It may seem like a little extra work maybe to do things that way, and it kind of is, but also at the same time, I've been, for the last few weeks or month or so, I've been trying to, occupy my time in this game, and hopefully that new update comes out to public version soon. So, just been doing some things in the game a little differently than I would typically do them, but, yeah. So, we're going to work on that next time. I might do a lot of this work off camera, so when you guys come back next time, this truck might look different than what it is now, in a way. And then we'll start building that, the sub enclosure and the sub box and everything like that and get that worked because that's going to look super cool. But yeah, that's it, guys. Our Wolf off-road wagon is complete. Hopefully you guys like her. We changed the look on her quite a bit. Wish I could figure out the whole handbrake thing other than the handbrake thing. And the rear tires keep going flat. It doesn't matter what modded rim or tire I have on there. It's just going flat. So, yeah, other than those two things, I think she's turned out phenomenal. Actually, you know, it was really, really simple. You know, we didn't go wild on this thing, and you don't need to go wild on every build. This was it. This was it. Something really simple. So, alright guys, if you like this video, please leave it a like. If you like my content and like my channel, consider subscribing to me. All your support is greatly appreciated. So until next time, guys, keep wrenching.